types of meditation, get to experience it, see what works for you, what doesn't, and maybe you'll find a few things you'd like to add to your at-home practice. Should you be interested in signing up for all three, we are selling them as a package deal. So you could get each workshop for $40 each or all three together for $90. That sale has been extended until Christmas, so you've still got some time to get your foot in the door, get at me after class, and we can get you signed up. Let's get started. Child's pose. So prone position, your chest to the floor, knees super wide, toes come to touch behind. We'll start here by setting up our breath. We use a Ujjayi breath in this practice, in Sanskrit literally meaning a victorious breath. So something that's loud, something that's supportive. Welcome, Jane. Good to see you this afternoon. So on your in-breath, fill up completely. Notice the pause at the very top when you can't fill anymore. And then on the exhale, empty out completely, noticing the pause at the very bottom when you have no more air left to give. Continue in that pattern, inhaling to the top and exhaling all the way to the bottom. Now we'll add in here that little bit of constriction for the back of your throat. Move your tongue toward the back of your throat a little. And you'll start to create that sound on your exhales like you're fogging up a mirror or something that's similar to the ocean waves moving in and out. Add volume to your breath. Audible volume, something you can hear, something your neighbor can hear. And then add a little bit more volume as far as the capacity of your breath. Can you lengthen your inhale? And can you get a little bit more air out on the exhale? We'll take one more breath like that together here. Fill up completely. Exhale it out completely. Downward facing dog. So your body takes on that big upside down V shape. Press your hands into the mat so you can start to send your sit bones all the way toward the back of your mat. Add in some movement here. Bend one knee and then the other. Take your hips side to side. Maybe sway your head side to side. Whatever movement you need to make that's going to get out all the creaks and cracks. Something that removes all the cobwebs and gets you ready to move. On your inhale here, lift your heels to the ceiling. On the exhale, bring them back down to the mat. Two more like that together. Fill up and lift. Exhale it out and lower. One more, fill up. Empty out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift at the top, long flat spine. And fold. Just a long forward fold here. Little bit of bend in the knees. Press your heels down into the floor. And you might even separate your heels here a little bit more. So feet are at hips width distance. And then your heels are just a little further out. Yeah, that way you can really open the low back right here. Look for any space there. Maybe there's even a little bit of tension there. Take ragdoll on your next inhale. So keep this forward fold shape, but you're pulling your belly button all the way up into your spine. Nice. So you're nice and rounded. Drop your head, drop your shoulders. And then keep up your breathing here. Inhale, fill up the back and the sides of your lungs. Exhale, empty out audibly. One more here. Inhale. Exhale it out. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Extended mountain. Reach for the ceiling. Gaze to the ceiling. Hands to heart center. Here is your opportunity to decide how you're approaching your next 60 minutes. How are you going to show up for yourself? And we'll seal those intentions with 3 ohms together. Breath in. Om. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, fill your lungs. Chaturanga, step or hop back to your high plank. Lower down to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in together and out. 2 more like that, fill up. And empty. Last one. Empty out. Feet to hands, halfway lift, fill up. Fold and empty. Extended mountain, fill your lungs, look to the ceiling. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Step or hop back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths in and out. 2 more, fill up. Empty out. Fill up between your shoulder blades this time. Empty out. Feet to hands, halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain, go up, maybe go back here. Nice, fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, step or hop back. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths together. Inhale. Sigh it out. 2 more like that. Feel for the lift on your inhale. Prepare to move on the exhale. Feet to hands, half lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Last time here, get tall. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, step or hop back. If you're hopping back, it's right to low plank. Nice. Up dog, down dog. Breath in and empty. 2 more here. Reach for the pause at the top of your inhale. Find the emptiness at the bottom. Feet to hands, halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose, sit low, reach high. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, right side warrior 1. Step your foot forward, inhale as you rise and reach for the ceiling. Chaturanga as you exhale. Up dog, down dog, step through on the pause, left side warrior 1. Inhale to rise. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Yeah, loud enough so our friends at home can hear. 1 more. Empty. Feet to hands, half lift. Fold. Chair pose, gaze between your fingertips. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, right side warrior 1. Sink low in your lunge. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Down dog. Left side. Bring that front knee down to 90 degrees as you lift. Nice. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Clear it out. 2 more. Last one. Exhale. Hop forward, feet to hands, half lift. Fold. Chair pose, sink lower. Fold. Half lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing dog, right side warrior 1. Inhale to the top, reach for the pause. Chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. Left side, pressure big toe mounds down here as you rise. Nice. Chaturanga. Flow through with your breath. Upward facing on your inhale, downward facing on your exhale. Nice. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Lift your right leg up behind you. Press it past the back of your mat and flex your lifted foot. Nice. Dial all 5 of those toes down toward the mat. Bend your knee. Open your hip. Stay here for the stretch, or place your drishti, your focus, to where you want your foot to go and flip over. Yeah, so that foot lands nice and soft. Great job. Feet on 12 o'clock right away. 2 breaths right here. Lift your hips to the ceiling. Lift the center of your chest to the ceiling. Take your gaze past your fingertips. Both hands down, side plank, right side. So right hand down, left arm lifted. Spread your fingers on your right hand. Give yourself a healthy base. Get the webbing of your fingers involved on the top hand. Stretch them out. One more breath. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Nice breath in. Exhale it out. Lift your left leg up behind you. Press it past the back of your mat. Get your glute involved, the back of your thigh, the back of your calf. Dial those toes down toward the mat. Yeah, so we are looking for nice even hips here. The left hip and the right hip are on the same horizontal line. Nice adjustments. Bend your knee and open. Stay here or flip your dog. Those of us staying here in the 3-legged dog, press down through both hands evenly. And now press even more through your left hand. Increase the stretch from your fingers all the way to your lifted knee. Nice. One more big breath here. Reach for it. Look. Both hands down, side plank, this time with the left hand down. Settle your drishti, your gaze on one specific thing. Yeah, and then we'll keep coming back to that centered, focused drishti in every single pose we create. One more breath. Chaturanga, hands down, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breath in. Exhale it out. Lift your right leg up behind you. Again, here, all 5 of those toes facing down toward the mat. On your exhale, squeeze it in, knee to nose. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Send it back. Last time here, knee to nose, squeeze in and up. Step your foot forward, crescent lunge, right side. So come down low in your lunge, reach all the way for the ceiling. You can have that left knee on the ground here, but we want the heel to be right above the ball of your foot. Nice. One more breath here. Get as tall as you can. Hands to heart center, twist to your right. You can use that left elbow here as leverage, pressing into your leg to expand your chest and upper back, and maybe even get deeper into the twist. Use your breath here. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, find a little more twist. Inhale, lengthen. Twist it out. Last time, lengthen and twist. Back to crescent lunge on your inhale. Warrior 2. Stay low in your front knee. Very nice. Now right here, lift the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button. That's going to create the whole front of your body as nice and long. And now send your tailbone down toward the mat. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, reach all the way back. Extended side angle. Bring your fingertips down toward the arch on your front foot, maybe a block in front of your foot. Use your breath here. Every inhale to find a little more length on both sides of your body. You might even feel a little bit of lift up on the inhale. Engage your core to hold you there. Yes, one more breath. Chaturanga. Awesome work. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breath in, sigh it out. Lift your left leg up behind you. On your exhale, bring it in, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, send it back. Knee to nose, squeeze your belly button to your spine, send it back. Knee to nose, bring it in and hover. Step your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Yeah, and then the space everybody has there is just a little bit different. So go ahead, and if your foot doesn't ever land where you want it, just pick it up and put it there. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're not on the cover of Yoga Journal here, so we can make as many adjustments as we want. Press your feet down. Lift the center of your chest up. Hands to heart center, twist to your left. Use that leverage here of your right elbow into your left leg to open your chest. Nice. And then if your hands are staying at heart center here, press them together, open even more. Very nice. 2 more breaths. Lengthen and twist. One more. Lengthen out, twist, back to crescent lunge, warrior 2. Press down so much through the outer edge of your back foot that it almost feels like it's sending your whole pose toward the front of the mat. Nice. Now counter that just a little bit by bringing your shoulders right over top of your hips. So most of us in this pose lean way forward, bring it back. Nice adjustment. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, extended side angle. Stay low in your hips. Nice. And then notice here that front knee right at 90 degrees. Pull your obliques into center. The front side of your rib cage, pull that back into the center of your body. Nice. One more breath. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breath in. Exhale it out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift at the top and fold. Chair pose. Sit down deep, reach up high. Now you know where we're going. We're going to get into those chair twists. So right here, go ahead and sit lower. Yeah, don't cheat yourself and wait for the twist. Sit even lower. Now reach your arms up out of your peripheral vision. You feel all that length in both sides of your body, right? Hands to heart center. Keep the length. Twist to your right. And then options here, yogi's choice. If you've got something else you like to do on the side, bird of paradise, a side crow, you take that on. Could open your arms, take a bind. Yeah, whatever you feel like is next. Keep pressing your heels down into the floor. Nice, birds of paradise, press through your heel. Lift and spread your toes. One more breath to get tall. Back to chair and fold. Fingers to toes, forward fold. Take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Drop your head, drop your shoulders. And you feel right here how you naturally have length in both sides of your body from gravity pulling you down. Create that same amount of length in the back side of your legs here. So press your heels down, little bend in your knees, and press your sit bones up toward the ceiling. Nice. You feel how that really lights up your hamstrings. Oh, I love that, Eric. I can see the change. You've got that nice line down the center of your pants. It shows it. Release your feet. Inhale back to chair. Sit low, reach high. Yeah, knees close to 90 right away here. Don't cheat yourself. Lift the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button. Hands to heart center, twist to the left. Inhales to lengthen, exhales to twist. Go ahead and take your side crow, your bird of paradise, whatever you're going for on this side. Press your hands together, open your arms. Yeah, and then birds as you're rising one drishti point at a time. Press through your heel, get really tall in your spine. Last breath. Inhale, chair, sit down, reach up, and fold. Gorilla pose, palms to toes forward fold. So here we're placing the backs of our hands right down on the mat and simply stepping onto the palms. Knees bent a whole lot to make that happen. On your next inhale here, keep your hands where they are. Take a mini halfway lift to lengthen your spine forward and then fold even further. Nice. Receive your breath here into the sides of your lungs and in the back of your lungs. Sometimes in these folds and in these twists, the breath kind of gets caught up in the chest. Yeah, so take a bigger breath, see where it naturally goes. Release your feet, crow pose, crow, goddess, another inversion if you'd like, build it here. So traditional crow, we place our hands on the floor, wrists parallel to the front of the mat. Create little shelves with the backs of your elbows, and then maybe one foot comes off the floor. Maybe 2 feet come off the floor. Squeeze in with your knees and press out with your elbows. Yeah, so it may be helpful here if you take your elbows just a little bit out to the sides, or excuse me, your knees out to the sides of your elbows and squeeze in. Just something to play with wherever you're at. Stay for 3 more breaths. Just see what this pose has to offer. Last breath here. Fill your lungs. Chaturanga, step or hop back. Nice work. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain rise all the way to stand. Eagle pose side. So right arm under, right leg over, have a little seat. Your foot can land anywhere it wants to here. Maybe your toes are on the floor. Maybe your toes come around the back of your calf. Choose a position here with that foot that makes you feel grounded. And wherever that lifted foot is right now, flex it and lift and spread your toes. Nice. Press your big toe mound down in your standing foot. One breath. Switch sides. Left arm under, left leg over. Have a little seat or a big seat. That's your choice. A low one, a high one, whatever makes you feel like you can stay here right at center. Mindfully choose where you want to place your foot. One more breath. And release it. Eagle pose on the right. Last time here, right arm under, right leg over. And have a shorter seat this time. Get your hips down closer to your knees. Nice. Our hips here and in all of our equanimity poses to come really kind of act as our center of gravity because it's the heaviest part of the body. So the closer it is to the floor, the easier it is to stay. Switch sides. Left arm under, left leg over. Place your focal point on one spot. Keep bringing back your breath. Add it in. Last one here. And release. Standing leg raise on your right side. Your choice if you grab for a knee, maybe a strap, or your toe all the way out. We're going to externally rotate to the right. Your gaze moves towards your left. Flex your lifted foot. Nice. And then press into it like it's got something to press into. So you've got both feet actively working. Your whole foundation of this pose super strong. So everything else gets light. Come back to center. Send your foot straight back, airplane pose. Keep that little bend in your standing knee. Yes, and then drishti, one spot, somewhere way past the front of your mat on the floor. Open up, half moon. We'll peel the top hip open, reach your arms out. Yeah, great place for fingertips on a block. Press your foot past the back of your mat. Nice, flex it, lift your toes. The more active that top leg is, the lighter it is. One more breath. Both feet to the mat. Great work. Standing leg raise left side. Knee, toe, or wrap it up in a strap, your choice. Open up to the left, gaze moves to the right. Flex your feet, press into them. Nice, and from that strong foundation, lift up and get tall. Front of your pelvis lifts up to your sternum. Pull the front ribs back into center. Come back to center, airplane, left leg straight back. Dial all 5 of those lifted toes down toward the mat. And then set your drishti on that one spot. Our body tends to go where we're looking, so take it way past the front of your mat. Pick some imperfection on the floor or something to look at. Open up, half moon. As your drishti moves here from the floor, maybe to the wall, take it one place at a time. Look at this thing, and now look at this thing, and now look at this thing. Nice. Now press through your lifted foot. Engage the whole leg. One more breath. Both feet down. To the top mat, we'll take dancer pose on the right side. So you're going to grab for the inside of your right ankle. Extend your foot straight back while your chest moves forward. Keep your knees here as close to center line as possible. So that lifted knee for most of us wants to like go way out to the side. Bring it into center so both hips can be flat. One more inhale here. Switch sides. And then go right to it. Dance on over to the other side. It's so tempting in these equanimity poses to just kind of hang out between the poses, and I catch myself doing it all the time. So I have to remind myself that right here, in that in-between space and the pause in the transition, where I am and how I show up right there is how I show up everywhere else in my life. Switch sides, dance it on over to the right. Your opportunity here to take it maybe just a bit bigger than the last one was. And then you choose here what bigger means to you. Maybe it means more grounded. Maybe it means I'm taking a bigger breath. One more inhale. Switch sides. Yeah, keep your eyes on that one spot. Grab for the left ankle. Press back. Bring back the breath. Reorganize it here. Inhale till there's a pause. Exhale till there's a pause. One more breath in. Both feet to the mat. Very nice. Tree pose, right side. You choose where the foot goes again here. So anywhere from the ankle all the way up to the thigh, anywhere but the inside of the knee. So right here we want to avoid, but everywhere else is fair game. Place your foot where you want it. Express your arms in a way that makes you feel big. Yeah, pull your shoulders onto your back. Thoracic spine forward through the chest. Get tall and proud. Last 2 breaths here. Take your gaze to the ceiling or close your eyes. One more. Nice. Both feet to the mat. Tree pose, left side. Keep the little bend in your standing knee. Place your foot and then take whatever expression with your arms you'd like. Maybe one you don't like, a bind behind the back, or maybe staying at hands at heart center. It's just too hard to stay grounded in one spot and you want to do something. Take the thing that's challenging. Last 2 breaths, close your eyes or look toward the ceiling. And then embrace the wiggles when they happen. Both feet to the mat. Lovely. Press your feet down. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Triangle pose, right side. So step your right foot all the way forward. Toes are facing the front of the mat, and then your back foot's parallel to the back of your mat. Nice setup. Take your feet really wide apart. What we're looking for right here is the length on both sides of your body. So the wider you take the feet, the closer that bottom hand is naturally to the ground, and the less of a C-shaped curve your left side will create. Nice. Engage the whole core here. Find a little lift on your inhale. Yeah, sink into it on your exhale. Side facing wide leg forward fold. 10 toes toward the left side of your mat and have a fold. If you would like to get into an inversion here or maybe take some lunges side to side, yogi's choice. Little tiny bend in both knees. Yeah, this way now with the bend in the knees, we have access to pressing down into the floor. So we can lift the sit bones up to the ceiling. Use the muscles in the backs of your legs to extend. Nice, we've got some beautiful inversions happening here on the screen. Last breath in. Nice, Erica. Feet to the floor. On your next inhale, rise on up to stand. We'll take triangle on the left side. So just switch your feet here. Your left foot toward the back of your mat. And then your right foot right where your left foot was. Yeah, so you're just switching, looking at the wall or the back of the room, or you can switch your feet that way. Just figure out where you are. Keep note of where you are, what side you're on. Nice. Press down into the feet. Little bend in that front knee. Yeah, take that front foot all the way to 12 o'clock. So the front, so all 5 toes, yeah, face the front of the mat. Nice. Press down here. Find that lift on your inhale. Reach both sides of your body forward to your ears. Nice. And use the exhale to stay. Sink into it. Feel what you feel. Come all the way to stand, side facing, wide leg forward fold. Facing whichever side you're facing now. Option here, you might want to take a bind behind your back. You clasp your hands together and allow your shoulders to roll forward. And then if you're super bendy, flexy, your shoulders can, or your hands can almost reach the floor here. Bend your elbows just a little bit. That'll create even more room for your shoulders to open. Press down into the floor. Lift your sit bones up. Nice. Now on your next exhale, fold even more. Yep, right there from the hip creases. On your next inhale, rise to stand. And we'll just step to the top of our mat. Inhale, extended mountain, reach up, look up, and fold. Halfway, fill your lungs, chaturanga, step or hop back. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breath in, sigh it out. One more like that, fill up. Lion's breath out. Roll yourself all the way out to a high plank. And lower all the way down to your belly. Chest and hips touch at hopefully the same time. Very nice. Press your hips down. Locust pose. Reach back for your heels. Maybe the chest lifts a few inches. The feet might lift an inch or two. Get as long as you can from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Nice. Now tuck the chin. So, yep, you got it. All I want to see from here is scalps. Last breath. Lower down, right cheek to the mat. Take your feet side to side, windshield wiper. Locust number 2. This time we'll do a closed chain locust. So place the balls of your feet on the floor, like your chaturanga feet. Keep them there, and inhale, lift the top half of your body. Yeah, so a little more stability there to add to the bottom of the pose. Do you feel that that helps you go a little bit further? Lift your shoulders up to the ceiling. Very nice. Last breath. Lower down, left cheek to the mat. Take your feet side to side. Floor bow. Grab for the insides or the outsides of your ankles, your choice. Squeeze your knees together and press your shins to the back of your mat. Allow that to lift your chest. Yeah, and then in some bodies, that's going to lift your knees as well. Breathe deep into your belly. You may even start to rock back and forth a little bit here. Nice. Flex your feet. Press them to the ceiling. One more breath. Lower down. Take your feet side to side if you need to. Reset. Floor bow number 2. Press down. Lift up. Squeeze your knees together so they're hips width distance apart maximum. That's going to keep your low back super long. 2 more breaths. Breathe all the way down into your belly. 1 more. Lower down. Very nice. Take your ankles together in big circles one way and then the other. Place your hands at your lowest ribs. And on an inhale, upward facing dog. Bent elbows at the top. Claw your way forward like you're a cat scratching at your mat. You want to like almost pull your body forward. Nice. Retract your shoulders onto your back. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Exhale. We'll take 1 camel tonight. So bring your knees to the floor. Stack yourself up, shoulders over hips, hips over knees. Hands in your imaginary back pockets. Send the center of your chest toward the ceiling. You may start to feel here a little back bend start to be created. If you have the space and you'd like to, you could walk your hands down closer to your ankles. Really, that space here from tail all the way to crown is what we want to create. So go for length, and then if there's room for the back bend, add it in. On an inhale, rise up and out. Sit back on your heels for high hero. Or if it would feel better to take a down dog, go there. Just a moment or two with your breath, with your drishti. Bring your legs all the way around. Let's set up for bridge pose. So flat on your back, knees to the ceiling. Set your heels directly under your knees. Feet on 12 o'clock. Press down, lift up. Bridge number 1. Hips all the way to the ceiling. And you've got options here again with the arms. They can be down by your sides, maybe in a bind underneath of you on the mat. I've been really enjoying cactus or goalpost arms here. See what feels good in your body. One more breath. Lower all the way to the floor. Take your knees side to side if they need it. Press down, rise up, bridge pose number 2. Your drishti here, your eyes are open. Take your drishti to one spot on the ceiling. Nice bind there. Press your knuckles towards your heels. One more breath. Lower down. You have got 4 more back bends, and you get to decide what to do with them. Bridge or a full wheel, your choice. Set your hands if you're going for wheel, press down, lift up. Bridge or wheel, bring your toes a little bit closer together. Nice. One more big breath. Lower down. Breath in together. Breath out together. Inhale, rise. Bridge or wheel number 2. Feet on 12 o'clock here. Nice. 2 more breaths here at the top. One more. Empty out as you lower. Breath in and out. Number 3, rise on up, bridge or wheel. Take something to the next level here. Bigger breath. Maybe lift a leg if that's there for you. If you're not sure if it's there, give it a try. See what happens. One more breath. Lower all the way down. Breath in and out. Inhale, rise. Last one, best one. Nothing in your way here of making this your biggest pose of the night. This is our peak pose. Get right here what it is that you came here for. One more breath. Lower all the way down. Supta Baddha Konasana. So take your soles together of your feet, knees out wide. Place a hand over your heart, one over your belly. A moment here to notice your breath. If it's gotten away from you, here's your chance to get it reorganized. Breathe in until there's no room left. And then exhale until there's no air left. Bring back that volume to your breathing. Dead bug, feet to the ceiling. Grab for the outer edges of your feet, or maybe the backs of your thighs here. We want to bring your knees down towards your armpits. Now, they're not, for most of us, going to make it there, but bring it towards your armpits. And feel that your sacrum, that bony plate at your low back, is on the floor here. If you feel that it's lifted, it may be an indicator that placing your hands on the backs of your thighs is the best choice here for you in this moment. Nice. Rock side to side for happy baby, if that would feel nice. You guys are all far enough apart. You can take it all the way over each side and probably not hit anyone, so go for it. Back to center. Take your feet all the way to the ceiling. Scissor legs. Lower your right leg halfway down toward the floor. On your exhale, switch. And then on your next exhale, switch. You go at your pace. If there's a little more support here that's needed under your low back, place your hands like right by your sacrum. Nice. Now pull your low back down into the floor so you feel the whole square of your back flat on the mat. Keep going at your pace here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 60, 30 lift. Send your feet up. Exhale, lower 30 degrees. 30 degrees more. Down toward the floor. Lift your shoulders. Take a look at your feet. Give me flutter kicks for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send your feet all the way up. Give them a hug. We'll rock back and forth 3 times. Land all the way on your sit bones at the top. And we'll take one boat pose together. So feet on the floor or lifted. Hands behind your thighs for support or lifted. Stay in your biggest boat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees. Rock back and forth. And we'll make our way to let's take frog right away this time. So go ahead and find your frog. We won't be here for long, but on your back or on your belly, maybe take up some wall space if you've got it. Frog looks like with your chest to the floor, we want to create some 90-degree angles here. So flex the feet. Knees are at 90 degrees. And then hips are at 90 degrees. So in your mind's eye here, if you could draw a line from one knee to the other, your hips are settled right on that line. Very nice. Now take your feet and notice them at 90 degrees. So they're stacked right behind your knees, anatomy here, right? Go ahead and you can take your feet a little further apart if that feels good. Nice. 2 breaths here to just surrender to gravity, let it do its thing. Is there anywhere that you can let go? And notice where you're holding, and on your next exhale, let that go. Gently make your way out of frog. Yeah, there's no right way to do it. It's messy, it feels weird, sometimes it doesn't feel that great, but make your way back to your mat. We'll go for a seated forward fold here. So feet out in front, ankles together, or you can take your feet out wide, your choice. Inhale to reach both sides of the body to your ears. Exhale, fold from your hip creases. Big or little bend in the knee here, but at least a little bend in the knees. We want to create right here the same action that we get in a standing forward fold. So toes to the ceiling. Press your heels toward the front of your mat. Now with that pressing forward, can you start to send your sit bones toward the back of your mat? Nice. Yeah, so you see there's at least a little bend in the knee that's needed there. That way you can create the action. If we lock out the knees, we kind of get stuck in place. Release your pose. Tabletop or reverse plank. Place the whole sole of your feet on the ground. Lift your hips and your chest all the way toward the ceiling. Fingers towards your heels. Nice. One more breath at the top. Feel the stretch. Lower all the way down. Let's get upside down. If you have a headstand or handstand practice, either take that at the front of your mat or take up some wall space. If you'd like, go for waterfall, shoulder stand, any pose in which we get our feet above our hips and maybe the hips above your heart. Nice, and then stack your bones here. So those of us in shoulder stand and waterfall, Place your heels right over top of your hips. You kind of get to that point where it feels a little weightless. You're really stacked and everything's just kind of doing the work for you. That's where you want to be. Flex your feet, press them up. Pull in here, skin to muscle to bone. Everything working, even in what feels like a restful position. Full inversions, take a few more breaths and then make your way down to a child's pose. Shoulder stands and waterfalls. You can take plow if you'd like. Bring your toes down toward the floor behind you. If they touch, yeah, feel free to let go of your low back. Maybe place your hands in a bind down on the mat. Press your triceps down. Nice. Deaf yogi. Bring your knees down around your ears. Let your back really get round. Now, using your arms here as brakes, roll all the way out onto your mat, slowly, gently, one vertebra at a time. And once your sacrum touches the mat, hug your knees into your chest. Drop them over to your right side for a supine twist. Arms out long and gaze is to the left. Erica, Jane, and Heidi, I invite you at home to turn down your lights. If you've got a cold eye towel or something nice prepared for yourself, please take that now. Hug your knees to center, drop them off to the left. Take your gaze over your right shoulder. Everyone has a cool towel next to their mat. Feel free when you're ready to place that over your eyes, your chest, your neck, anything that might feel good. Hug your knees back to center. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together. Take your knees wide. We'll take 2 clearing breaths here together. Inhale through your nose and sigh out your mouth. Nice. One more like that. Shavasana, legs out long and wide, arms out long and wide. Allow your breath here to return to a more natural pace. We talked a little bit in class yesterday about how yesterday was the winter solstice, and nature kind of reminds us at this time that there's always something to release to make room for new growth. Can you think of something in your life that you're looking to release? Something that came up for me yesterday during that process was self-doubt as being the thing I'd like to release. And to, in the new year and with the coming spring, arrive at a place of self-love and acceptance as being the thing that I'd like to let grow. One thing we talk about a lot in this Baptiste methodology is that you are whole, perfect, and complete as you are and as you've showed up. And I had a little reading that I wanted to just bring here today during our Shavasana. So, life gets better when we accept ourselves for who we are. When you allow yourself to enjoy the feeling of being in your body exactly as it is. There is nothing you need to change to be worthy of unconditional self-love. The more love that you give yourself, the more you have to share. This practice of yoga is not about self-improvement, it's about self-acceptance. We practice love until we remember that we are love. And when we finally realize that there's nothing lacking, we understand that the whole world belongs to us. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring some small movements back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll out your wrists and your ankles. Bend your knees and your elbows. Give yourself a big hug. Pull your knees into your chest. Rock over to your right side for infant's pose. An opportunity here to get supported on your mat. Give your forehead someplace soft to land. Press your left hand into the floor to rise to a comfortable seat. Eyes can be closed or your drishti settled right in front of your nose. On an inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll end as we began with 3 ohms together. Big breath in. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. We bow and acknowledge each other. Namaste. Awesome practice, yogis. Give yourselves a round of applause. Questions, comments, feedback, I am here for it. Erica, Jane, and Heidi at home, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. If you are interested in signing up for any of those workshops, we can take care of that out front here. Watch your eyeballs. Any props or mats that you borrowed, leave them be. Take the props on the floor up here. That way I know which ones need wiped down. See y'all out front.